Okay, so for this one, you are going to pick a person and a quote. Okay, so I've already picked my person. It's John Lewis, civil rights icon, congressman from Atlanta for many years. And he died recently. So I've got his face and I have a quote. That's one of my favorite ones. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new file. And for my particular one, I always go up here into print. I do letter because that's what things get printed as. And for my particular picture, orientation works better. Yours may be landscape, yours might be portrait, but I'm going to do landscape. And then I'm going to create this. Okay. Now I'm going to do my picture, and I found a picture already. It's of John Lewis. So here it is. Um, has such an interesting face. So I love his face. So I'm going to make sure I'm in my move button, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to go into my thing and then back down, and there it is. Okay. So I'm going to put this into the corner, and then I'm going to make sure I don't want to cut off his shoulders. So I'm going to bring him all the way over here. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to have the quote on half of his face, with his face showing through. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I want you to do. You can pick whatever person you want or whatever, but get something where you can see their whole face. Um, and so now I'm going to put in the quote. So I'm going to click on my type tool, the T tool here on the left, and I'm going to click once. Okay. And then this kind of fake stuff happens. And then I'm going to, I already copied the quotes. I'm going to do Control V to put it in. Okay. So now I have to decide where I want my breaks to be. And this is a pretty um, short quote. So I'm going to make lots of short breaks. And so the quote is, never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble. Okay. So I'm going to, anytime I want to change something, I need to be in the text tool and I need to um, highlight it all. Okay, so I've done that. Now what I want to do is I want to go into my window. I want to go into my character panel. So here it is. And there's lots of neat things here. I can make it bigger. I can make it more squished together. I can spread it out. I can make it bold. I can make it italic. I can make it upper and lowercase. I can make it, there's, small caps. There's lots of things I can do. So I'm going to get rid of all of those things, but you can experiment with them. The biggest thing that I want to do is I do want to make it all caps, because I want it nice and bold. And then I'm going to decide, what font I want. So I can do serif, sans serif. Sans serif works better for this project, and I'm going to go all the way down here to Verdana. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to make it bold. Okay. I can also come up here. There is a regular bold one. That's always better. So I'm going to do that. So those are all things that I can do with this. I'm going to get rid of that for now. I'm going to move this over. So I've clicked on the move button and I'm going to put it right here. Now I want to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to use my type tool to highlight all of the words. And then I'm going to make it bigger. So I'm going to, on here, on the type over here to the right under properties, I'm going to go to the size. I'm going to click on click, and then I'm going to make it go bigger like that. Okay. So that's what I've got. I just want to make sure that I've got all of this. I think I'm also going to condense it a little bit, like make it a little tighter, because that's a little bit more modern. So I'm going to go over here, and this is the letting, the space between, and I'm going to, over here in my properties, I'm going to hold on Control, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to make it tighter. So it is closer together. Okay, so that's what I've got. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this into the middle, and I'm going to click on Move. This is what it looks like. I think I might bring it down. I'm in my Move thing. Anytime I want to move it, I'm in my Move button. So I'm going to put it around here. Okay. I'm going to do it just on this side of his nose. Okay. So this is what I'm doing first. Okay. Now I want you to look over in my layers. And remember, if you don't have layers, go to Window and Layers. But I've got layers over here. And right now I have the background. Then I have layer 1, which is the photo. And then I have the text. I want to go to layer 1 and right click on it and duplicate the layer. So yes, it's okay. So I've got this layer 1 copy. I want to move the layer 1 copy above the text. Okay. So I have layer 1 copy, text, layer 1 background. With layer 1 copy highlighted, I'm going to come down here to where the T is. I'm not going to be on the text. I'm not going to be on the I, but where the text is, where the T is, I'm going to hold down my Control key and I'm going to click on it. Then look what happened. It selected everything and it loaded it into my layer 1 copy. Okay, so that's what I've just done there. Okay, so I'm going to come up to Select. This is on the menu on the top, and I'm going to do Inverse. So now everything other than the letters is highlighted. Okay, now this is important because otherwise it's not going to look right. I'm going to go over here to my tools and I'm going to check the eraser tool. It's here sort of in the middle. There it is. There's my eraser tool. I've made my thing really big, my size really big. And so I've done that. Got this super big. And I'm going to come over to my layer and I'm going to take out the visibility for layer 1. Okay. So you can see I have a visibility for layer 1 copy, visibility for text, and for background, but not for layer 1. Then I'm going to come over here to my picture. I've got my eraser tool loaded and I'm going to come over everything and be really careful that you do everything. I had kind of been sloppy with this and lots of little things showed up in my final version, so it didn't look good. So be really thorough, take your time with this and do every single thing. Okay. So here it is. Here I have selected it. And now I'm going to go up to Select, Deselect. I can also do Control D, but I'm going to do that. So this is what this looks like. Okay. So I'm going to click on my visibility in layer 1. Okay. You can see the letters are still here, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on visibility on layer 1, and I'm going to make sure that I'm in layer 1. So do you see how layer 1 is now highlighted? If I'm in layer 1, I'm going to come over here, and instead of right now, I'm still in the eraser tool. I'm going to come up here, second from the top, and I'm going to be in the rectangular marquee tool. So I'm in layer 1. I'm in rectangular marquee, whatever tool. And I'm going to draw the box that later on is going to be white. So I want to do this right on the center of his nose. So I'm going to draw this over. Okay. Okay. And so this has highlighted everything here in layer 1. Okay. And then now I'm going to come back over. And I'm going to get my eraser again. So I've got my eraser again. And I'm going to come over here. And my letters are going to show up. Looks pretty cool, honestly. Okay. And then I am going to come up here and you know what? I'm going to just do some stuff. I'm going to come up here to select and I'm going to deselect. Okay. So it already looks pretty cool. The problem is if his face wasn't behind it, you can't really see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my top layer. My top layer is the one that has my letters. So I'm going to do my top layer. I'm going to go to the FX down below. I'm going to go to blending options. And I'm going to kind of move this over so I can kind of see what happens when I do things. I'm going to click on drop shadow. Do you see how that made the letters pop here, which is great? So I'm going to let those letters pop a little bit, and then I can make some adjustments. I can say that I want the size of the shadow to be a little bit bigger or not bigger. I think that will kind of make it pop a little bit. There's different things I can do, but make sure that at the end I press OK. Okay. Now, you know what? For whatever reason, I have some nonsense here, and I don't know which layer it's on. I'm going to start with layer one, copy the top one. I'm going to be in my eraser tool. And I'm going to see, oh yeah, that's where it is. So I'm going to get rid of that. You might have some of that. I also have some stuff under the make, but I need to make my size just a lot smaller. And then I need to um, make this a lot quicker up here because I'm going to just do much finer work. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up. Okay, and you can look around and see if there's anything else in here. Oh, well, I did not do a good job there. So I'm gonna not do that because that would create a whole lot of other problems I'm gonna have to do. Maybe I would just crop this later on. So now I'm gonna look up my whole thing. And see, that's what I mean if you're not careful in that one stage to get everything. And so here is my final version. I'm not going to go back and clean that up. I would if I were you, but that's I'm just letting you know that's how that mistake gets made. And then I'm going to do file, export, and then I'm going to do a quick export as ping. I'm going to make sure that that is somewhere else on my postcard. I'm going to do something called oh, I'm going to do this is called uh quotation. And I'm going to make sure that the title name is what we always do in this class, which is my last name, my first initial, underscore, and then the name of. Okay. So I've now exported that, and that's what I can do.